Listen to me. Never give up.
Yeah. No matter what it is in life that you want, you gotta go out there and get it. Just don't let it come to a sleeper but a drink.
Robert Porter with I Love San Bernardino. And Nipiani Lockhart on the I Love San Bernardino County radio show on KCAA NBC 106.5 FM, 1050 AM, where we will talk politics, culture, and history. And today we're going to have an incredible show. Please introduce yourselves.
Hello, my name is Andrea Garay, your favorite realtor.
Hi, my name is Andrew Vang. I am a flutist.
Hi, my name is Antonio Miles. I'm an author, host, and your second favorite realtor.
And then, of course, my great co-host, Ipiani Lockhart, and sponsor of I Love San Bernardino, Motivational Realization.
The energy of positive thought.
Yes, we've been out for 2 weeks, so it's been a little bit rough for me. My mama's been in the ICU. She 21 days ago tomorrow she fell in the hallway, and I came upon her hours later.
Oh, no.
Right, so she was cold and in diabetic shock.
Oh, no.
So that was very scary for me. I thought my mom was gonna die for a good 2 weeks.
Wow.
So like it was a very, very scary, and it still is scary. But like she took in water today,
Amen.
She drank a water and put some ice on her tongue, and then like she had her first meal at lunchtime.
Thank
So
God.
like a lot of praying, everyone. I want to thank everyone for praying for my mama, and I may dip out of here 5 minutes early, because they're the visiting hours are 8 to 9, and then you only get 1 hour, and they are strict.
Wow.
So I want to be there, in these times, it's good, especially when she's just coming out. She might actually remember some of this, right? I asked her if she remembered the past, doesn't really. So, if you've ever had someone in ICU, you know that they pretty much live hour to hour, based off of when they get woken up, right?
Yeah.
So they don't know what's going on.
That's true.
But now that my mama can kind of talk, but she's not too coherent, right? I'm hoping it will get to the point where she can be like, yeah, Robert, you need to do this, this, and this with the bills, right?
Yeah, I hear you. Wash those dishes.
Yeah, oh man, I've washed the dishes. I'm right now I'm doing all the dusting and cleaning. But anyways, I'd like to thank our sponsors. Definitely incredible sponsor, Golden Pizza and Wings. Ted over there, they have 2 shops, one on Golden and Highland, and another one on Olive and Waterman Avenue. And they got a pizza deal for their $6.95 plus tax all day, every day. There we go, right?
That's cool.
So it's a decent price and decent food, and if you want to feed a lot of people, there ain't no better way, right?
Hey now.
Nice.
So please go over there. If you want a salad, they got salads too, and wings and some good stuff. They even gave me a brownie the other day, so and I appreciate them. Don't forget Mac Zaire and Zoe over at Celebrities Bar and Grill. Now the steak special is winding down, but he's got a lot of good food over there. So go over, check the menu, see some of the stuff we post. My favorite thing is the chicken sandwich, the grilled chicken sandwich. Is a little healthy, and it's really good. I personally like it. So if you want to go over and support a local, go support Max over at Celebrities Bar and Grill. And the standout of the week, Yanni?
Yes. The standout of the week is Youth Build and the Southern California Black Chamber of Commerce. And the reason they're our standout of the week is for the amazing Martin Luther King Day parade and expo that they organized over on last Monday, as well as the MLK Gala and Service Awards. Both of those events were very beautiful, but what really stands out to me was the participation in the parade. The school districts have jumped on full board. We had high schools, middle schools, middle college was there, some of the charter schools, but The bands came out, and just a lot of people on the route. So it's definitely growing. This was our biggest one and most successful one. So shout out to Youth Build and the Southern California Black Chamber of Commerce.
Nice.
I heard the famous singer Amasa Albright was there. Did she perform?
There she go. Yes, she would. Yes, she
Oh,
did. I saw some
my.
video. I saw a video. Definitely.
Don't tell anyone, but I think she's sexy.
Hey man. Hey.
Uh-oh.
Hey. You
I think
might.
you just told a lot of people.
Can you say
if I ever-
sexy
if I
on the
run into her, I'll
radio?
let her know.
Did you have to cut out 4
Hey, you just did,
seconds?
so we're good.
Hey Eric, where can people also listen to the show? Is there an app that people can download?
Yes, there's an app. It's KCAA Radio on all app stores. You always help me with the Android
the Google
one.
Play.
Google Play. I'm an Apple guy, so the Apple App Store as well. Just go ahead and type in KCAA Radio.com. Sorry, I'm in contract.
Well, that's a good thing.
Awesome. Our incredible engineer. And that is brought to you by our new sponsor for Standout of the Week, Cindy Ta with
Awesome.
Miokja Shabu Shabu.
Hey,
and
now.
it's right across the street from Costco. So like you come across, you're coming out of the gas area at Costco, and then you go across, and then you go in that little shopping center
Yeah,
thing,
strip mall.
and it's right there, and it's interesting. Like it's a hot pot, so like you cook your own food right
Yeah.
there, and then you
I
dip
like
it in all the yummy sauces.
Hey,
and,
now.
and if you drink, they got cocktails and stuff like that.
Oh,
But she also has Korean fried chicken.
Yes,
And
BBQ.
mochi nuts on the corner in Loma Linda, but right there in the same area
Like
on the corner of
Catacombs.
Anderson and Redlands Boulevard.
Nice.
And they're both right in that area, right behind Baker's, right
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
And these mochi nuts, we had them in here. They are good.
And the chicken was bomb too.
Yeah,
For
so
real.
yeah,
Nice.
the chicken is incredible. Yes, actually, it's always incredible. So like,
No, it really
give them a
is.
try. I mean, what Cindy wanted to do was bring new foodie opportunities to San Bernardino in our area. So like,
Yay.
thank you for supporting Standout of the Week. And we appreciate you. And she's going to be supporting for 2.5 months. So,
Awesome.
but if you all are interested in supporting a Standout of the Week or nonprofit of the week or
Business.
a business of the week, let us know. Hit up Yanni or me, and we'll set you up. And it's only $25 a show, right? So
Nice.
that's not bad. You'll get your name mentioned every show.
Yes, indeed.
And we'll also put you in the posts out and get your name
Definitely.
out there.
Definitely.
very
and
cool.
and if you lock in for a longer distance, say entire month or more, we'll also come through and do a little video at your location, highlighting your food, little interview, see how you're doing.
Very nice.
Maybe even get you on in here,
Bring
right?
you on into the show as well to talk about your business, to spotlight you,
That's
So
cool.
definitely. With that being said, before we get into our first guest, I would like to do a little thing with our guest host, Antonio Miles, that's here today. And you've been doing so amazing work throughout our community. Share for those that may not know about your podcast, the Empire Podcast, and who are some of your upcoming interviewees?
So hopefully you guys can hear me. So we'd like to deal with people with interesting lifestyles and careers, and our tagline is documenting the world one voice at a time. And so we just recently had Danny Tillman, who's one of the board members of the San Bernardino City School Fight District.
Forever.
Yes.
Yeah, for I think 34 years, he said.
Yeah.
Very informative interview we have. It's up there right now. You guys can go to The Empire Podcast on YouTube or on Instagram. We're going to be having a guest premiere on Wednesday. The first poet laureate of Pomona. His name is
Wow.
Duda One. He'll be talking about his work with Mind State and all the work he's done in the community and touring his poetry and stuff like that.
Didn't you interview Ipiani Lockhart?
We had Yanni on, and we also had Robert on.
Yes, indeed.
So if you want to hear their story a little bit more in depth, we have both of them on as well.
So how did our views do? Like where are we at? Where
I'll
are
let
we
you
at?
guys look. I'll let you guys look. Everyone check it out.
Oh man,
That's a nice way to
that
put it.
bad?
That's
Is
a nice
that
way to
bad?
put it.
Like what were we like 15?
I didn't know you could have negative views,
Well,
so-
it's because I'm not that pretty.
Yeah.
Dang, man.
I'm handsome, but I'm definitely not pretty.
Purdy, you're purdy.
Yeah, but let me tell you, team, he gets in depth. He listens
Yes.
to you. He doesn't cut you off like I do. He is awesome. And I respect his interview style.
Totally.
Yes, you know. And I appreciate you, dude, for coming on in here. They thought I might be absent today, and he came on in to help co-host, and that is just, yeah.
Nice.
Thank you guys for having me. It's always awesome. Great people, great environment, and let's have fun tonight, guys.
So,
Yeah.
so how do they find your Instagram? What's that main one?
THEE_empire_podcast. You can find me there.
Nice.
Awesome. And then subscribe to the YouTube channel as well. And how
Yes.
can we find that one?
It's also The Empire, and it looks like the logo on his shirt right here. So make sure you see the throne, and that's why you know what it is. It's the
Oh,
throne.
love that.
So you just teasing us with that beanie, or I
The
have one of
Chubsies?
those myself.
You know,
Chubsy
cold.
Smash Burger.
it's cold outside.
Oh, it won't be cold if I have a Chubsy Smash Burger in my belly.
A triple.
Yeah.
The Wubsinator.
A bunch of pedos.
Yes, yummy. I'll take it.
Definitely. Well, definitely, Antonio. And then also just happy belated birthday, because I know your birthday was on the 20th, I believe, as
Yeah,
well.
it was.
So,
Oh,
you
happy
know,
Thank you.
birthday.
Thank you.
definitely.
Woo-hoo.
I won't say your age. We'll say 25 again, huh?
Age is only a number, you know.
There you
That's
go.
right. That's right.
Yeah.
That's what R. Kelly said.
You know.
Oh, Lord.
Hey, that's my cousin. Don't talk about my cousin like that.
Amen.
Isn't he in prison?
Yeah. As of now. As
It's a
of
bad
now.
man.
Yeah. No.
I was like, can we get an interview in prison?
Yeah.
I'm totally serious, man.
Can you sing I Believe We Can Fly?
Yeah, like, how come you haven't interviewed him yet?
I'm gonna
you.
piss on you.
Oh,
Hey,
dang.
Jamel style.
Yeah,
Oh, Lord.
that could be a wild interview. That's for sure.
It'd be a great interview.
We'll probably have the most listeners ever. We'll instead of the 500,000, 500,000 individual listeners in a week, we'll probably hit the 2 million mark
Hard pass
in
for
an
me.
hour.
She said a hard pass.
Hey, how many weddings do you guys think use Stepping in the Name of Love and look back and kind of regret that choice?
Yeah.
I wanted to do a quick history tidbit, but it's a little different. I just want you all to just take an effort to try to go to a museum in this next year.
Oh,
I'm
yeah,
like,
of course.
you know, we got a whole year. Go
Yeah.
go to
Yeah,
one
totally.
museum,
I love museums.
right?
Totally.
I mean, I go to lots of museums during the year, but like, you know, there's lots of museums you haven't been to. And in every city probably has their own little museum. Even Patton State Hospital has museums. So like
Yeah.
you have to make an appointment, things. But like you were doing stuff at Colton
Yes,
Museum.
yes,
Right?
totally.
Fontana has museums, right? Of course, our San Bernardino County Museum's
Definitely.
incredible,
Awesome.
right?
Awesome
So
place.
so grab those kids and or just take your elders, go spend some time at the museum. Check out their Facebook pages. Their Facebook pages list all their events. Follow that page, including ours, I Love San Bernardino, but follow it, and then the information will come to you, and you'll see like their cosmic nights,
Yes.
and things, incredible stuff, right? Wild West days. And,
One
yeah.
of the best museums in San Bernardino County, in my opinion, especially those that have the means and the resources to travel out to Palm Springs. The museum at the Palm Springs Museum is
Oh yes,
they have
incredible.
some of the most beautiful art I've ever seen, man. It was so beautiful. I only got to explore the sculpture garden in the first floor, and it has 3 stories. So I need to make my way back there
Yeah,
and
nice.
and
And,
visit.
and for my birthday, I went to LA to the Science Museum because
Weren't you trying to steal that?
Yeah,
gold?
they had an exhibit with 100-carat gems, right? So, I mean, you can actually make it an event to go to the museum, right? If you
Like,
want.
let's come together and steal it together.
There was
Great heist.
There was armed guards to get in both.
I'm
They
sure.
can't shoot us or arrest us all,
And it
right?
was in a vault, like this vault, like the door was like, you know, it was wider than me. So, yeah.
Wow.
But
Definitely.
anyways, that's our history tidbit, and you know, go to the museum.
Amen, amen.
Ocean's 11.
Well, it's like Ocean's 14 now.
Yeah. I
14
love
or
San
15.
Bernardino.
I
Ocean's
think more
11.
national treasures.
That's what's up, E-Buddy. All right, well, definitely. Let's get into our interview with
He's in.
with Zandria. How you doing today, sister?
I'm doing great. How are you guys?
Doing very well, very well.
This is fun.
Awesome. So tell us a little about your real estate venture. You know, I know that you I believe you're able to practice real estate in all 50 states and
Correct.
even internationally as well.
Yes, so I'm with an amazing brokerage, EXP, and so we have people in all 50 states, including international, so we can help you anywhere you want to go, we could go.
Definitely, definitely.
Yeah.
What led you down that path? What led you to get into real estate?
You know what? It's something I always wanted to do. And during COVID, I had 2 companies. So I was working for the school district and the schools closed. And then I was planning events. I've been doing that for over 20 years. And all my events were canceled. They happened to be at the convention center. So all my streams went bye-bye. And I don't like not having multiple streams of income. That's just how I am. And so I always wanted to do real estate. I had actually already signed up for the courses. I was supposed to go in person, but again, it was during COVID. So they said, well, you can wait. Nobody knew it was going to be 2 years.
I hear you.
Or you can go ahead and do it online. So I just went ahead and knocked it out and did it online while I had that time to be quiet and still and focused. So
Definitely, definitely. How has the experience been for you? And then what was like that learning art? Because I imagine when you read the book knowledge, you got all that, but then
Right.
actually being out in the field,
Oh yeah,
connecting
totally
with people
different.
to sell-
It's totally different. So yeah, book knowledge is totally different than hands-on and being in it. So I actually had transactions before I passed my test, which was a blessing.
Amen.
Because I talked to a lot of people and I network with a lot of people like like yourself. And so yeah, it was amazing. So I loved it. I loved going back to school. I didn't think I would enjoy it that much, but I did. And then 6 months later, I became a notary as well, a mobile notary. But yeah, real estate's been amazing. I've always loved that you could create generational wealth through real estate. And for most people, their biggest asset is their real estate portfolio or their home, whether it's a single family home, a duplex, an apartment building, whatever, or even a commercial building that we're in right now. So I love that you can take that into your hands and you can control that, and you can also keep, like Monopoly, you can keep buying houses. So a lot of times I know people are so focused on the house that they live in, but what about the next house? And what about the investment property? And what about adding to your portfolio? So I'm always gearing my clients toward, this is great, we're here now, but in the next 5 to 10 years, let's take a look at that equity and see what we can do with it.
Hey,
And
now.
it doesn't have to be here. It could be in another state.
Totally.
Which is way cheaper.
Hey, now, you get more for your buck.
Is that a big ring right there? Is that a...
My wedding ring?
Yes.
Yes. I've been married for over 23 years.
And what's his name?
Raphael.
Raphael.
Yes, he's
And
amazing.
is he involved in real estate, or what does he do?
No, so he actually works for Southern California Edison, and he's an engineer. So
Okay,
yeah.
all right, right on. So,
Yeah.
we want to say hello always to the spouses out
Yes,
there,
indeed.
because they're probably listening.
he is.
Voluntold.
Yes. Yeah.
So, we actually just had a real estate agent in here,
nice.
and she's the sponsor for Standout of the Week. She actually went through 2008 and had the downturn,
crash.
right?
Yeah.
And then
yeah.
realized at the next one that she had to get out of the game when it was good. So that's why she started the 3 businesses. How do you feel about this new era? And then the coolness of, it's not cool. I guess it's cool if you're a real estate person, but like the interesting part of the fires creating this like false
Increase in
the
prices.
loss of houses, right? Yeah,
Yeah, it's
so like
devastating.
those people need a place to live,
Right.
Like so like it's weird. It's like a false shortage, a real shortage, but that just instantly happened.
So crazy enough, we already at a shortage. We were already at a negative. So we didn't have enough homes on the market anyway.
So now it's gonna be worse,
Right, before
yeah.
the fire. So now, yes, it's just
So
out of control. So-
how many houses were lost? I mean, it was a significant amount.
I mean,
of
there were
them.
so many
Tens of
fires.
thousands.
Yeah, it was hundreds of thousands.
Yeah.
Actually, my hometown was devastated. So
Yeah.
Pasadena, Altadena. So
Altadena,
yeah. So totally.
Yeah,
and
this is
that
the-
was a lot of generational wealth. Actually, my partner and I had a listing that burned to the ground. That was
Oh,
supposed to close in
man.
a few days, and yeah, it's just devastating. I was talking to.
They're going to write books on how it affects the real estate
Oh,
market
it's
on
not
this.
only
Yeah.
that, but health and building
Oh,
up
yeah.
the infrastructure. Because Altadena and Pasadena are different in the sense of architecture. Like we're used to the track homes now. Like even myself, there was like we bought a brand new house. There were like 4 plans. Well, in Altadena, Pasadena, you have like my family home, for instance. We've had that house in our home in our family for over 100 years. So my grandparents purchased it in like 1913 for like $2,500, right? And so you have a lot of generational wealth there, that a lot of families. So you have families who not only lost 1 home, but their families lost 8 homes, or their families lost 7 homes, or their families lost 4 homes. So yeah, being from there, it has been,
And anything over $3 million, right, isn't covered by the state insurance.
Oh, the Cal Fire you're talking about. Yeah.
And then they just cut everyone's insurance.
Yeah, they cut everybody. They cut a lot of people.
This
A
guy
lot
had
of people
a $15 million home, but only could
get a
get
certain amount of money.
the state insurance. So he's literally, he's only going to get
At a
$3 million
loss.
back
Yeah.
for all. I'm like, wow.
Yeah, it's a lot to it. So with that generational wealth, you had a lot of people who, like my grandparents owned it, and then you had 4 or 5 other generations, and then everyone doesn't keep up with the house, whether it's the maintenance or it's title or it's insurance. And then you have the insurance companies come in and cut last year. So a lot of people were like, okay, just like we all do, I'll get to it. No one could have ever predicted that this was going to happen.
Inferno. Yeah.
And we're in California, one of the most expensive states to live. So a lot of people are either didn't have insurance or they're underinsured. And that's when FEMA comes in. So it's a lot, but it's devastating. It's gonna, affect generations and their generational wealth for decades to come, unfortunately.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Antonio,
Yeah, I think there's lawsuits actually happening as well. Have you heard
Oh
of-
yeah.
I think
All
Attorney
over.
Pump is doing some lawsuits about it, like in the Altadena area.
Oh yeah,
stuff
there's
like
a lot of lawyers coming in, and they don't know exactly right now because it happened 2 weeks ago, but they're naming Edison, they're naming homeless people did an encampment and may have started some of the fires. I mean, none of this has been, don't quote me, this is all allegedly. So I'll say that. But yeah, there's a lot of different avenues that are coming up, or a lot of different assumptions and predictions that are coming up, but no one knows anything for sure yet.
And I could have swore on your page that you had some information for people that might be looking to buy. You kind of had some tips for people that might have been affected by the
So
fires.
number one, a lot of people, like you said, are displaced. So there's a lot of rental scams. So there
Yes.
were already a lot of rental scams. So now
Yes.
it's at in a ridiculous amount. So I always tell people, and not just because I'm a realtor, I actually don't even handle rentals, but hire a real estate agent that handles rentals. You can find them on Zillow. You can contact me. I will direct you to trustworthy realtors because there's a lot of scams. I'll give you a quick example. I had a client who was looking at a rental and they wanted them to send, $50 to today was a good day with like a pit bull grill on Cash App. Okay, that's not how you do business. That's not how it works. So we instantly knew it was a scam. Then I said, what is the owner's name? Because we can look up the owner's name, pulled the title. It didn't match with everything that they were saying. If you don't have a contract, I don't care what it has, whether it's a rental or you're owning, it doesn't exist. I don't care what it is. A lot of times they're pulling pictures off of Zillow, putting them up on there saying it's for rent, and it doesn't exist. It's not a rental at all. Or it's not even available. Or it's a house that maybe one of us have on the market and we're selling it and they're projecting it as a rental. There's just a lot of avenues. So the number one thing, the number one thing I'll say is please use a licensed realtor to find these rentals. And the price gouging is out of control
Yes.
for rentals. I'll speak to that. That's not okay. And actually, those people can be reported at this time as well.
I have a question about that. So, when would it be? I mean, so with this false shortage, I mean, it's a real shortage, but it was.
Oh, no, it's always been real.
Yeah, it's a real shortage,
Yes.
but like just instantly happened. Like how do you raise because it should raise the price of the values of the other place, but you don't want to raise it too much because then that's gouging. Like,
Right.
How are you gonna deal with that when you price like, because you have to price this stuff into.
Yes.
How does that's so weird?
Well,
Yeah.
let me chime in here before you chime in.
yeah.
On NPR, they were talking about this a few
Okay,
days ago
okay.
about the price gouging. But in general, as far as rental rents and stuff, they cannot increase the rent higher than 10%
Yeah.
each year.
Yeah,
Right?
Would that
limits.
be the price of a house too? Do you know? Or-
I know
Any
specifically
rental.
any
Any
rentals.
rental.
So,
Yeah,
so
any
if
rental.
you're renting a home or apartment or whatever.
I was
it
just
is,
thinking, like, you just like, I'm taking my house off the market right now, and then you put it back on for like double.
But there's examples of that where
Yes.
they were showing how people after the fires, the rental prices
Right,
for certain
and then
properties
they-
have went up. Like some went up, like one went up 200%.
Yeah.
You know?
Whoa.
Yeah,
So you
yeah.
have people that are really out here
Yeah, they're
price gouging.
gouging.
And
It's ridiculous.
There is you could call the state attorney.
And you can-
Bonta
and you
said
can re-
he's going to go after
And
him,
you
right?
can you can report them online as well
Yes.
because this is not the time, you guys.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
this
but-
is not
but
the time.
there
People
will
are
be-
devastated.
There will be a time, and it's going to be interesting to see how your teams like figure it all out.
It will be. Yeah, like we said, I said we were already under, and that's not just San Bernardino County, but that's Los Angeles County. We're all
That's
Orange County.
California,
Yeah,
in
California. Period. We just didn't have enough houses anyway. So now you have the people that are
2 million.
displaced. So it's very sad.
It's going to be a different building too. All those houses are going to have to be fire, because they're not going to be able to build.
Yeah, they have to be all
bigger
up to code.
properties.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
my family's home is on a rock foundation. They don't
Yeah.
do that anymore. So obviously, all those homes are going to have to be fire, regulated and different
and then
building
all the
materials
toxic materials that are in
yes.
the soil.
Oh yeah,
Like
everywhere.
I'm just like,
Or even in the air.
yeah, like
Yeah.
can you even
Yeah.
have a backyard garden anymore?
Right.
Things like I'm like, wow, this is
To be
so.
determined.
weird.
Yeah, and it's not even that too, but also the water.
Yeah.
Like the water system, the infrastructure is gone. It doesn't even exist. I think everyone was focusing on the houses, but the infrastructure, the city is done. Like it's gone as of right now. So a lot of people are saying that it's going to take 2 years, and I hate to be the bearer of bad news. There's no way it's going to be 2 years before Altadena and Pasadena are going to be
Oh,
restored.
that's gonna be
and
a
all
decade or
all the
more,
other
yeah.
fire areas too. So
They'll start popping up. Like, so it's been a few years since the Paradise Fire.
Yeah.
And I go up there at least once a year, and I've
Mm-hmm.
seen the changes, and they're about to
still
get their
recovering.
new grocery store. So it's
Yeah.
been a little while,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
the people that want to rebuild usually do it pretty quickly.
Yeah.
And then it's like a lot of vacantness. So
right.
I imagine that would be
right.
similar.
Yeah, same thing.
I got one more question for you. First, I want to address the 200%. It's like a supply and demand type of thing.
Of course.
Right.
Always.
But maybe you could help. I'm not sure if you can answer this as a real estate agent. So let's say as a renter, right? I think a lot of issues that renters have is that when people come to their property and they damage everything, and it starts costing more to repair than to have people come in.
Right.
So what would you recommend for someone who wants to rent, but then they want to make money and not lose money because the renters are disrespecting the property? What would
Put
you
it in their
recommend?
contract. So I'm also a landlord.
Okay,
And so it's in my contract. If you mess up my house, you will pay for it.
got you. And
So
what if
you know how you have to pay a deposit. You have to pay a deposit, and then you have to pay a reserve. So we always make sure that it's enough to cover, if there's anything from that. And then there's always small claims court. Like we're all adults. Like you need to act responsible. This is somebody's home. They're letting you live there. You should just be respectful. But I know we're all raised different. So sometimes that doesn't happen. But I always have it stipulated in my contracts for my tenants. So.
okay, the contract should hopefully take care of that.
Absolutely, or small claims court.
Okay.
Yeah, but somehow you're going to take care of it.
What if they, hypothetically speaking,
Okay.
like let's say they don't have the money to be taken away in small claim court? What do you think will happen in that situation?
If they don't have small claims court, there's other ways to tie on to stuff. I mean,
Okay.
obviously you can report them. When you report somebody, if they've done things to your property, that will influence what next property they get into. Like that
Sometimes
follows
you
them.
eat it.
Yeah,
you
I
eat
mean
it
that follows
sometimes,
them.
yeah.
But
Yeah, I've met people who've had squatters, and they just ended up eating like 12 months worth of
yeah, squatters is a little different.
especially during
Yeah.
COVID. It was so bad for them. Like it was right across the street too. It's like I felt so bad for them. They kept putting them out. They changed the locks, everything. They come
Oh,
right
wow.
back in the next day.
Crazy.
Yeah, that's a whole nother element.
And before we pivot to Andrew, I just wanted to get this final question in and just hear a little more about the amazing group that you have on Facebook.
Oh, thank
Black
you.
San Bernardino County. What led you to start that? And you're up to about what, like 15,000, 16,000 people?
Yeah, it's crazy. We're approving hundreds.
Join
a
right
day.
now. Join right now.
So actually, I did not start it. I have to give 100% credit to Talia Hollins, also known as Tata Hollins in the IE. She's amazing. She's a master networker as well. So I would say we partnered up, and it blew up. So it just went from wanting to support the community. Like I said, we both love the community. We're always doing work in the community. We're not everywhere like you, but we try to be. but we try to be, and we just love our community. So we want to support. We want to elevate. We want to give honest reviews, just like yourselves, just giving back. And so it's just a sense of community and advertising and supporting each other's businesses and school events and fundraisers and galas and black businesses. So we love it. It's just a great way for us to connect. And we constantly have events going on. I literally could read a million right now, but I'm not going to. But yeah, if you ever want to tune in and see what's going on, what's really happening in the IE, please tune in.
Definitely. Could you share with us one more time for our listeners that may want to connect you with real estate or
Yes.
anyone that might want to connect with the social media presence that you have via Facebook and your other outlets that you have?
Yeah, so you can follow me I'm at XGrade 20 Real Estate on Facebook, Instagram, and that's it for all the socials right now.
Can you spell that?
Yes, it's XGARAY 20 Real Estate. I also have that hashtag, and I brand myself on all of that. So even if you just put in the hashtag on either one, it'll bring up all my content from the last 5 years. So here to help, here to assist. And if you want to call me old school, I have some older clients, they want to talk on the phone, we could do that. Or you can call me with any questions about anything. I don't know everything, but I am part of a top team. And with our team's experience, we have over 200 years of knowledge for real estate. So you can call me and ask me if I don't know. My teammate will definitely know. You can call me at 626-344-7131. And again, my name is Andrea Gray, your favorite realtor.
Awesome. Thank you, Zan.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
Drop the mic.
She even handled the hard questions easy.
Hey,
I love
have
what
a
I do.
professional. They handle things professionally. That's what's up. That's what's up. Andrew, how you doing today, brother?
I'm doing great. Thank you.
It's been it's probably been close to 8 months since we probably had you.
Yeah.
Had you
I
on
think
the
I
show.
came here like in February last year.
Yeah,
so
last year,
just about a
and that's
year.
when we were in Redlands.
Right. Yeah. So I'm glad to be back.
Definitely. What you been up to? How's life been treating you? I know you got a motorcycle at one point in time.
Oh, that's cool.
Just having fun with life. I've been drowning myself in so much work. I just decided, I want to take a different route. I want to live life a little bit more outside the scope of just practicing and doing music and teaching. Yeah. So motorcycling and I'm not sure if you saw like on my Facebook one, but I've been going to the gym a lot more now.
Awesome. You look like you're swelling.
Not really.
Okay.
Your lungs are strong.
Cardio.
Yamaha R3. So
Okay.
that's my starter bike.
Nice.
Definitely, dog. That's awesome. That's awesome, man. And I know that you have a benefit concert that we're here to promote, and we'll have some questions about that after we
Yes.
get a couple of your performances.
Sure.
So, what is the name of the first track? And just to let our audience know, Andrew Vang is an amazing flutist, musician, composer, and used to be a part of a group called Stratus Duel. Shout out to Peter. But doing
Andy's nervous.
Put him out there.
Nerves is good. Nerves
It's
is good.
okay. We're all nervous. Don't worry.
There you go. So
Well,
definitely.
it's hard it's hard to be nervous on this show, dude. It's just like chilling on the back patio with a beer
There you go.
Yeah.
or a blunt.
Hello.
Or both.
Hello. Should have given him a shot before he came on.
I like how you roll. Yeah.
Definitely, Andrew. What is the name of the first song that you'll be blessing us with this evening?
In regards to that benefit concert, one of the pieces that we might be doing is actually this one.
Okay.
It's called Grazia Mundi.
Grazie.
Hope you enjoy this. And if you guys want to listen along with the piano track, I think I'll be hearing it in here, right? Yeah.
And we'll hear it from
Okay. All right. Okay, let's see how this goes.
you.
was like in the Renaissance, like skipping through a forest, and then like you skip through like an open area, and then you're in the village. Like, it was awesome, dude.
That's so beautiful. What led you to select that track? Is that one of the composers that inspired you?
Yeah, so as a kid, picking up music and whatnot, one of the composers that really influenced me in music was the composer by the name of Yoko Shimomura. She's a Japanese composer that wrote games for like Kingdom Hearts. She's especially known for Kingdom Hearts, yeah. And then the track that you heard was from Final Fantasy 15.
Oh, that's why. That's exactly why. I felt like you're. Yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, one of my bigger influences into why I decided to get into music. So I thought, it's appropriate to do something like that.
That's beautiful.
Where do you place yourself when you hear your music? Are you just totally immersed in playing the notes?
That's a good question. I've been told sometimes I'm overly analytical, so much so to the point where I forget to express. Yeah, because I'm quite the what is it? It has to be played this way. It has to be done this way. The dynamics need to be this and that. And then sometimes I tend to lose track of like, just let it happen. And to just be expressive. So that's one of the things of like how I play when I play music. I'm very like one of my former teachers explained it to me. I'm kind of like an over perfectionist, and to just like take some time to enjoy
Chill out, bro.
and like just remember why you're playing in the first place.
Do you when you listen to pieces without an instrument, like do you analyze it or do you?
I
flow
do.
into it?
Sometimes
Yeah.
it's hard to turn it off.
Yes,
Sometimes
yes.
it's hard to turn off. It's like hearing people talk. In the back of your mind, you're processing what they're saying.
Okay.
So when I hear music, instead of just like, oh, that's nice, this is the chord progression. I hear the rhythms as that, and these are the.
The music mind.
That sometimes happens to me when I watch a movie.
Oh yeah.
When I've been an extra here or there, you kind of like you start analyzing instead of following into the story, right?
Yeah.
And I had the same question that Robert asked. I would like to propose that to you as a pianist and a musician yourself. Do you very similar to what Andrew's saying? When you hear music, you're kind of listening for the chord progression and seeing the notes or anything like that?
No, I'm actually one of the lucky ones. Because the blessing and the curse that Andrew has to deal with is that when you're at a musical level that's so high, you've been analyzing music for so long that whenever music plays, your mind already goes to an analytical stage of that music. And so I've met so many musicians who are high-class musicians that, like, I've been in cars with musicians and they're like, I don't play the radio. And I'm like, why? Because I can't control myself but analyze what's going on.
Just enjoy it.
Yeah, they like I can't enjoy it, and for me personally, I don't have that. I can fall into the music like when I was with Andrew, like listening to Andrew, I was like, okay, I can dive and enjoy the feel. Occasionally I'm like, okay, this is the B section or the C section right before going back to the A, and there's the melody up an octave. Like I can think of that, but going back to like what Robert was saying about movies, I think the same thing applies for like how much that thing, how interactive that thing is to your mind, right? So if it's like really engaging to you, you don't think about all the analytical stuff. Like you're like, okay, I'm involved in it, and so I think it depends on the music you're listening to or whatever medium that you're a part of, that you actually get to dive into it more as opposed to like,
yes.
Well said. And that was a great question, Robert. Thank you for that.
We enjoying this show, man. We
Definitely.
analyzing music and real estate.
That's right.
I also wanted to say that I believe that was an arrangement that you played, right? That was your arrangement, right?
Yeah.
And it really felt like a video game, man. I'm ready for where's my controller?
Gotcha.
Definitely. And what is the name of the second track that you're going to be
The next one
blessing?
is another arrangement of mine. It's my version, my take on the Amazing Grace.
Awesome. Beautiful. amazing.
Thank you.
Amazing, brother. That's
I felt like I was on the front of the Titanic.
I know. That's what I
Never let go, Jack. Never let go.
felt the same way. I was like, I feel like I'm in a movie.
Let's do it.
I said,
That's
what's this?
amazing. I love classical music. It's my first love, and that's by far my favorite new rendition of Amazing Grace, brother. It's so. That's what I love about classical music. It's so pure. It's no voices needed. It's just the sound and rhythm and how that can evoke so much imagery and emotion and it could transport you to the Titanic. It could transport you to a field in a video game.
To the future.
It could transport you with the future.
Star
maybe.
Wars in the next generation.
Hey, now may the force be with you.
Yeah.
Definitely. And
You know, I wanted to mention, you mentioned about not being emotional and stuff like that, but,
I was this time.
yeah, okay, there we go. I wanted to say, like, we're coming up into the future with AI and robotics, and obviously they're playing music and stuff like
Yes.
that, but one thing they'll never have is a spirit, right? And
That's right.
even though you may think analytically or whatever, and your spirit comes through your instrument, and every
Amen.
instrumentalist, right, comes through. And so that's the blessing that we have, is that we get to hear your spirit through your instrument that no one else can replicate, not even a machine.
Yeah.
And so I just wanted to share that with you.
Thank you.
Yeah,
That's-
in our
yep,
Keep doing your
definitely
thing. Keep doing your thing. And before we get to this third piece, let's talk about this benefit concert.
Yes.
Because I saw you talking about the idea on Facebook, and I love the idea so much. I was just like, yo, because it's focused on helping the people the musicians that were affected by the fire. So how did you land upon this, and what made you want to do this outside of the fires and the need? But
Several things. One, having a long discussion with one of my best friend, and we were just talking about like how this world will be a better place if everyone just kind of looked out for one another.
amen.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. 1,000,000%.
Even if
Yeah.
if it's just a little bit,
Yeah.
like just if we all just like build each other up. And then when the fires happened, seeing on Instagram, I'm mostly on Instagram. Seeing on Instagram like my colleagues post that they lost their homes and it's not just like one or two. It's like a good amount of them. So like a high concentration of musicians are actually out in the LA area and the surrounding cities. So they were affected by the fires. I've seen like faculty at like the music schools out there who have lost their homes. Again, like colleagues of mine, friends of mine. So I thought to myself, what can be done, even if it's just a little bit? And so I threw the idea online, just said like, would any musician friends be down to do something with me? And I was actually quite shocked with the kinds of people who were asking me to do it. Some really high-end caliber musicians were reaching out to me and saying, let's do it. And I was like, really? Because the thing is, a lot of us, like musicians, we're on this thing of like, don't play unless you're getting paid, kind of a thing. Otherwise we lower our value by doing so. But because of the cause and because of the things that have been happening, it's just seeing them look beyond that for the sake of being human, for humanity.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I just thought it was awesome. And so I'm actually really looking forward to this concert. It's on February 8th at the First Lutheran Church of Ontario, and it will be at 2 p.m.
Oh, cool.
Definitely,
Yeah.
definitely. I definitely plan on coming through, and I definitely do some photography as
Oh,
well, just to
awesome.
help capture the event.
Very cool.
Everything like that. I just think it's such an admirable effort and worthy cause to support humanity, but your fellow musicians that have been affected greatly. You know what I mean? So just want to say thank you for the love and the efforts of organizing this. You know,
That's
beautiful.
awesome.
Yes,
Definitely,
thank you. People are devastated in ways that I don't know that any of us can imagine.
Yeah,
Yes.
the musicians stepping up. Every
We all
every
can step
single career probably needs to step up and make a benefit.
absolutely.
Yeah,
Definitely,
for everybody, plumbers. Everybody. Yeah.
Everybody.
like we each of us can make a difference in
Yes.
this world.
Of
You know,
course.
whatever our gifts may be, because we're all unique. We all have specialized gifts. But I encourage people to utilize their gift within this gift of life itself to not only better your life, but to enrich the lives that we each are surrounded by. You know, we are the crew. We are this time in humanity, and this is
enrich
us.
yourself at the same time while you're doing it.
There
You know.
you go.
Yeah,
There you
yeah.
go.
Absolutely.
With that being said, what is the final track that you'll be sharing?
The
with us?
last one is the one I premiered last time I was here.
I
The
love
little
that.
encore. It was received
yes.
very well. And it's actually ended up becoming the piece that I play whenever anyone says, "Can you
Awesome.
play something for us?"
Dad.
Whether it be at the middle schools that I've been to or like the high schools. Now I have a pocket piece now
There you
that I
go.
just like. Okay,
Nice.
so
I got you. Hold my
Yeah.
beer.
exactly, yeah.
Nice.
So I'm excited to play this for us.
Nice.
Awesome.
Okay.
Wow.
Beautiful.
Amazing.
Thank you.
I want to go around real quickly because I know we probably have about four or five, about 2 minutes left, or 4 minutes left. And where did that piece take you? For me, I could see like a scene in a movie where people are trying to clean up the house real quick, and you know what I mean, like mom's coming in. You know what I mean? So that's where that piece took me. How about yourself, Antonio?
Two things. It makes me think of running, fast movement, right? Running, right? And it makes me think of, and this is a musical term. It's like an etude.
Oh yes.
It seems more like an etude, if anything, which is like an exercise, basically.
Definitely.
And me, I saw a battle. I saw like people fighting, like a sword fight. Like
I hear you.
yeah, like trying to get back. One's getting back, one's coming up, and one's out.
Definitely. How about yourself, Robert?
I was in a silent cartoon, old school style. Yeah, like that. It was awesome. Yeah.
Definitely. How about yourself, E Money? Where did that take you?
I like his Steamboat Willie kind of vibe.
Okay.
Yeah. Eric, could you do our segue real quick?
Oh,
too?
yes, and don't forget to tune in at 8 o'clock with Tribe and Grit with Tyrone and Ulysses, so tune in at next hour.
All right. 8 p.m. 8 p.m. Well, definitely. With that being said, Andrew, how can people find your music, purchase your music, follow you, or if they're interested in getting lessons, as well as attending a benefit concert?
Sure, yeah. So as far as being able to reach out to me, my Instagram is Drew8VA. So Drew, D-R-E-W, the number 8 and the letters VA. So Drew8VA. And then as far as my YouTube channel goes, it's just Andrew Vang. If you just type like Andrew Vang music or something like that, I should pop up hopefully. And then Facebook, it's Andrew Vang music. So
Can you spell
those
your last name?
V like Victor, A-N-G. Yes,
Okay.
yeah. Thank
I'm
you for
gonna
that.
make sure to follow you.
Oh, thank you, yeah. And then that's pretty much it, yeah.
And for the benefit concert,
Yes.
could you name the location and the date and the time
Yes,
one more time
so
for
it
us?
is at the First Lutheran Church of Ontario. It will be held at 2 p.m.
Okay.
Yeah, on February 8th.
And that is a Saturday?
That is a Saturday.
Okay,
yes.
Saturday, February 8th.
Yes.
Definitely. I just want to say, thank you to both for our guests and our guest hosts as well.
Yes,
for
thank
the
you,
conversation.
dudes.
Totally.
Ma'am,
Thank
we
you.
appreciate you. And this was a fun show, Yanni.
Totally.
Yeah, this is Robert Porter and Ipiani Locker with the I Love San Bernardino County Radio Show, and we are
Out of here!
Yeah!